I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube videos. It don't matter if you say you got a tree with my name on it. But God got a blessing with my name on it. He continued to bless me every day. It doesn't matter whether you call me a dumb A and saying that I'm talking about the sheriff. None of that matters. I'm talking about trying to get this sheriff elected, Keith Moore, a man with over 30 years experience in law enforcement. I'm trying to get him elected. But today happened to be what they call Throwback Thursday. It's May the 28th, 2020, the time being 10:54 a.m. Talking about a change, y'all. Talking about a change, y'all, for the betterment of all people. You see, 2020 is the time of the change, y'all. It's a vision, y'all. Everybody ain't gonna accept it. Everybody ain't gonna accept the change. Let me tell you something about this. This is part 2 of 2020. Is the time for demanding a change / equal justice. And when we say equal justice, we know what we're talking about for people of color too, y'all. Me being black, my daughters being black, Puerto Rican, and Dominican. I got to speak up for them too. Let me tell you something, what Frederick Douglass said in some of his quotes. I told you what he said in the other quotes. But see, Frederick Douglass, he spoke about children's in men. He said it's easier to build up strong children's. That's what I'm building mine up to be. Not building mine up to be what these white supremacists want them to be, what these white supremacists got these sellout black leaders here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County to be, and they teach our other children to be. He said it's easier to build up strong children than to repair. You know, you repair something that's broke, to repair broken men. Let's go with broken men and broken women. We have a lot of broken men and broken women here that call themselves leaders in the black community. Let me show you how some of these people work. We seen how the lady in New York called the police and said a black man was attacking her, but little do she, and then videoing her. Yeah, they was videoing her. They was videoing so she wouldn't have the police come kill that brother for asking her to do something that the law said, put a doggone dog on a leash. But she didn't like that coming from a black man. I'm going to show you how one of the Charleston, Missouri police officers and some of the people from the DCF in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County came in my house when I went up against the school, Charleston R1 school district. And my daughters was 5 and 6 years old. And they tried to tell my daughter to say that they came in my house, number one, illegally. And when they came in my house illegally, they came in with 2 police. One was Keith Bickford, whose mother is Brenda Bickford, whose mother that I had just put in 2 black newspapers of her questioning my then 5-year-old daughter without my permission, without my presence, without my knowledge, trying to change her story about what a white bus driver at the Charles, Missouri, R1 school district here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County, done to my daughter on the bus when he was on there by himself. Now, when a parent complains about a bus driver, no matter what his nationality is, doing something to their 5-year-old child and being on the bus alone with their 5-year-old child, you would think any reasonable police officer, no matter what their nationality is, if they stand for law, they gonna question the bus driver. They not gonna go get the 5-year-old out of her classroom when her daddy already been up there to the school and talked to the principal and the assistant principal about what this white bus driver did to his child. But let me show you what they did after that. I moved it because I didn't want to put some of the people on my camera. But now what they did when I went up against Brenda Bickford and some of the people in the Charleston R1 school district, guess what happens? Somebody anonymously called saying that I'm doing something to my then 5- and 6-year-old daughters. And so they sent DCF. And guess who else? Brenda Bickford, the school resource officer, the one who questioned my daughter illegally, sent her son, but God sent a decent white police officer from the Charles, Missouri Department named Dalton. I got much respect for Dalton. Dalton left after this hit. They came in and DCF took my children's back to the back. Took them in the room. While Keith Bickford and Dawson was in the kitchen with me. But little did they know God had a bunch of my family and friends that was from Chicago happened to be down that particular day. They lined up and down Vine Street, y'all. All up and down Vine Street on both sides. Some stayed in their car. The other ones came in the house. And Keith Bickford told me I got to get off my phone. Dalton told him he don't have to get off the phone. He said, Raymond, he said, I've been knowing you for 5 years and I don't have no problem with you. He told Keith Bickford, and Keith Bickford been on the force longer than him. He said, the only reason we here is to keep the peace. He said, Raymond, long as ain't none of them coming in here disrupting the peace, he said, you can make many calls you want to. So I called a couple of my homies and they got on Facebook. They got to calling by the hundreds to the police department and the sheriff's department. Want to know why is these police in my house? When I'm complaining about what a white bus driver did to my child, and the school resource officer, Brenda Bickford, didn't even question him, but yet she gonna try to make my daughter say that the bus driver was trying to help her, and he didn't harm her. My daughters and them was in that back room with them. She broke out of there. Queen broke out. Bertie came right behind her crying. And the lady told him, I know why you crying. That's why we here to get y'all up out of here. Just tell us what your poppy doing. My 6-year-old daughter, Queen Ramona, told this racist white woman from the Department of Children and Family Service and let Keith Bickford hear it. You see what I'm saying? They was real displeased when my daughter told them, my poppy ain't doing nothing to us. Do you want to know what that white bus driver did to my little 5-year-old sister? This is a 6-year-old telling her. That's why we named her Queen. They didn't want to hear that. Then they asked the people, they had the audacity to ask the people in my house, do they want to say anything? No. Ask the person who called you anonymous. Ain't nobody called you anonymous. It's a strange happening that 2 black newspapers put Keith Bickford's mother in the sellout black. You see what I'm saying? Was the director of transportation, made assistant principal, black principal, rest in peace. He came and made his peace with me and let me know that them white, racist, white supremacists forced him into line of saying that the bus driver didn't do nothing to my child. But let go back to what Frederick Douglass said. It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. You see, the blacks took up for these white folks in this racist Charleston R1 school district. But I study, let it be known. You see what I'm saying? This present sheriff, this present police chief, all of them is in the same circle. Why do you think when a black get in a fight in the Charleston R1 school district, the black child is going to the detention center and the white child is getting a pat on the back, getting the honor You see what I'm saying? In a scholarship. See, what I'm saying is true. They don't like it. But yet they talk about my camera. Then they send blacks over here, call themselves trying to threaten me. But what they going to do is get some of these blacks put in the cemetery. Whether I go to jail or not, the black going to be in the cemetery while these white supremacists study doing the same thing they did in South Africa. And it's not all of them, y'all. If you're not a white supremacist, if you're not a part of it, then you shouldn't let it bother you. But these white supremacists in the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, that's why they moved from East Prairie to Charleston to the black neighborhood. Them white folks in East Prairie wasn't going for what they doing here. Then one of my critics asked me, why don't I talk about East Prairie? East Prairie ain't did nothing to me. I know the captain and the chief of police who were smart that left the Charleston, Missouri Police Department because they would have still been officers. Now they the chief and the captain down in East Prairie. They may not agree with everything that I say. I may not agree with everything that they do. But one thing about it, when they see me, they respect me and I respect them. So if you want to know why I ain't saying nothing about East Prairie, come on my yard. Let me give you an interview and I'll tell you about it. But I'm just letting y'all know, this is 2020, time for change. All white folks ain't about this corruption that is in here. If y'all want change, you better vote for Keith Moore. All you got to do is go around and look in the yards in the black folks neighborhood and see how many signs you said that don't say Keith Moore. And then any of them that you see that's in these yards that don't say Keith Moore for sure, you can bet your bottom dollar when you go around town, all of them connected with Susanna Wesley, NAACP, these sellout preachers that's making this money. Look at these centers that they got. Supposed to be family centers, but they supposed to be community centers, but they family centers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, y'all, those that don't like me talking loud, I'm going to talk even louder. James Brown said it best, y'all. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. All of y'all said, well, all he's saying is say it loud, and I'm black and I'm proud. He said that a lot. But you look here, people that have been taking a real close attention what he said. He said some people said we got a lot of manners. Some said we got a lot of nerves. But we ain't going to get moving until we get what we deserve. We tired of working on our knees and our hands, and all the work we doing is for the other man, the white supremacists. We tired of cleaning your houses. We tired of making you rich when you say you ain't got no money. And if you ain't a part of it, don't let it bother you, because there's some sellout blacks doing the same thing you white supremacists doing. I ain't done, y'all. Don't like my videos, don't watch them. I've been videoing, I've been living over here for 13 years, and I'm not finna stop. Peace be still.